And next is a progress report on water and wastewater projects. Hey, Chris.
Everyone's favorite topic. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Talk to you about our ongoing large projects for water resources. Just a quick recap on what we've done and what's upcoming. 2013, our water and wastewater master plan was completed. 2017 was the first largest project in Edmond's history at the Water Resource Recovery Facility. 2020, we started the first phase of water plant construction. 2022, the second phase of water plant construction, then 2022 also the intake, and then to be determined on last phases. That's a brief recap on the Water Resource Recovery Facility or sewer plant or wastewater plant, whichever you want to call it. It's a $171 million project, started in November of 2017. The main purpose was to meet the new discharge permit requirements, primarily nitrates. We renegotiated that schedule several times, and we are meeting the nitrate limits under this permit. We are also increasing capacity from 9 million gallons to 12 million gallons a day. It allows Edmond to grow. We had to add a lot of facilities to meet these nutrient requirements, and while we were doing the project, we wanted to get the whole thing done. So most processes were replaced. It's basically we're reusing a few of the pieces of concrete out there, primarily some basins. The last plant expansion before this one was in '94. Previous to that was '86, and then 1972 original. The facultative treatment lagoons. Oh boy. Okay. Where's the laser? Middle. Oh. These guys, these lagoons, replacing with the aerobic digester process. Basically right now, spring and fall, we know that we have neighbors because they can smell the plant. It's caused a lot of complaints because of those, but we do our best to mitigate them, and we can't control the weather, but we do try to address the concerns and let the neighbors know what's going on. And we're having a meeting with them this week. This process is currently scheduled to be operational in June of '23, which is this. Another process is the disinfection building. Currently, we use chlorine gas, obviously, with all the neighbors in the area. We've got to maintain a risk management program for that. It's not a good long-term plan for us, so we went with UV disinfection. It's basically feeds some UV light to the bugs and it sterilizes them, and then there's no more E. coli. So that's scheduled to be complete in August of '23, and project completion scheduled for the end of '23. And then this is just an overview from the other side. Dwight comes out and takes these pictures and does a great job, and we've cataloged the progress as we went. This is the aeration basins that are currently under construction now. So on to the water plant expansion. This was a view of the water plant in October of 2019, where the new control building is, and then lots of dirt. So the first phase was $38 million, and it's nearly complete. We were working on some startup of equipment, and I've got a picture of that coming up. Second phase, we're all well aware that that was significantly more expensive than anticipated, $191 million. Started construction in July of '22. And then third phase, not currently redesigned. We're negotiating a design contract on that. And once completed, we'll be able to treat 30 million gallons a day. Currently, we can do 12 million gallons a day out of the water plant, and expandable to 65 million gallons a day. If you remember, our current water plant It's locked in at 12 million gallons a day, and we couldn't get more out of the lake through the existing infrastructure. So first phase, this is it. It's the nice piece of sod and concrete that right next to all the dirt out there. So, but it's shaping up really nice. Primary purpose is to get rid of the lime solids from the treatment process, and expected to be operational in January. We were hoping for November. There's been a lot of pushback, delays on, even a piece of steel or, piece of pipe, a window, just things like that have just set us back. But they're making good progress, and this was taken last month. Second phase, primarily moving dirt right now. Purpose of the project is our granular activated carbon filters. Those keep us from having to do chloramines, and it removes a lot of impurities out of the water. Backwash recycle facilities, electrical infrastructure and backup power, and then pumping and storage, so new pumping facilities to get it out to the city. Just to highlight the electrical infrastructure and backup power, one of the reasons back in the polar vortex that came through, as I like to call it, but one of the things that we were able to do then, and we will be able to do in the future, is get off the grid to help keep our customers from having to go out of power, which was a nice convenience for everyone back then when we were having to shut power off. This phase is currently expected to be operational in February of 27. Third phase estimated at $200 million plus. Redesign will start in 2023, and that will basically finish out the project. It's ozone treatment, lime softening, which is the main process, and then chemical buildings and filters. Intake project, this one's very visible. If you go out by the park office and overlook area, which is right over in here, the contractors created a temporary path out to the overlook, and then this will be where the shaft is. Basically, they're going to drill down in 70 feet deep and 50 feet across, and then we'll run a tunneling machine out into the lake and be able to pull water in. So they'll build a pump station on top of this. And that's just another view. Our old intake is limited at 12 million gallons a day. New intake, 30 million gallons, expandable to 65 million gallons a day, which is basically just changing pumps out. So, and one that's caught a lot of attention, near 66 and Post. We're utilizing city property at that corner. We've drilled a couple wells and building up the site with soil from the water plant expansion project. We maintained a 60-foot tree buffer along the 66 and along Post Road. So I think a lot of people don't notice it. That was the goal with that. And then it's avoiding 10,000 plus trucks being on the road, which we will all be thankful for. We're expected to be done using this site in 2027, and then I know we're talking about it in the Arcadia Lake Master Plan, using that site for some future use and what city uses we need it for. So there'll be a lot of discussion on that one. And that was taken last month. They've moved quite a bit of dirt in there, but I didn't have a new picture. Projects, all these projects are funded through water and wastewater rates and long-term debt, so that future customers are helping to pay for their fair share. We're primarily using state revolving fund loans and taking advantage of federal dollars. Just totaled up, so there's $24 million in federal funding that's applied basically through grants or principal forgiveness, and still working on a couple, but it's going good so far. So we're working through the process on a $5 million grant that came through last fiscal year through Inhoff's office, and then currently working with Congresswoman Bice's office to secure another 5 and then state ARPA funds for 13. So all good news. And just a reminder, our monthly project updates are posted at edmondok.gov/projects, and then we do an annual update to the June 2019 revised water system master plan on our website. So,
Very good. Any questions from,
You guys do an incredible job out there. Thank you.
yeah, I appreciate it. Takes a village on this one.
Yeah.
well, thanks for the update, because this is our largest project, I guess, on record that that the city's done, and the updates really help out, keep the story out there.
Our great grandkids will appreciate you.
I'll appreciate all of you.
Thank you very much.